Good day. This is Philip Koerper. This is the Philip Koerper Show. This is episode 32, September 12th, 2018. Really looking forward to a great little show for you guys today. I wanted to start off with talking about Hurricane Florence. And this looks like a really huge storm. Donald Trump has tweeted that this storm looks really bad. So he's on it. This is great. And Donald Trump is very involved in these natural disasters. I think that's really good. I guess Katrina, the Hurricane Katrina, and President George W. Bush, that it looked like he wasn't really responding so well. And, Donald Trump's the head of state. He's the head of the executive branch. He's really the only person who really speaks for the whole country as far as politics goes, politician. And so he says it's really bad. So this Verge article is hilarious, and it talks about what you need, in an emergency kit for this hurricane. And it talks about water, okay, water, food, okay, medical supplies and personal care products, documents, electronics. The electronics talks about phone charger, USB battery pack, emergency radio, clothing. Need a bunch of clothing. You might shrink wrap some of this other stuff. Really, okay. Remember with Hurricane Irma in Miami. Remember the images of the Nike or the shoe retailer just being looted completely? Okay, if you're going to stay behind, with hurricanes and stuff, a lot of people don't even want to leave their house. It's like War of the Worlds, okay? There can be complete lawlessness and looting. It seems like to me in a hurricane, in some kind of natural disaster like this, you want to have a gun. Have a gun to protect your property, you, and your family. Okay, that seems very logical to me. Or what about some kind of satellite phone or satellite, like an InReach Garmin type of satellite texting device? You can get these things and pay a service for like $15 a month. Very affordable. Okay, a good car can usually get you away from the hurricane and things like this. A hurricane, I could go 7 days wearing the same outfit. It's not going to stink, but it's not going to be a disaster. A lot of this stuff for the hurricanes is just really weird. And then they leave out these real essential things like a gun or some kind of satellite communication device. Things like this that can really save you in an emergency. So I just think that's really ironic how the media portrays this. I want to talk about this Fox News article by Greg Ray about how Eddie Edwards won in this New Hampshire House race. Okay, Rudy Giuliani backed this guy up. And so this guy won in the Republican primary. It's really funny also that Bernie Sanders' son was running in New Hampshire on the Democrat ticket, and he got slaughtered. Okay, he lost. He didn't do very well. And it's interesting to note that Eddie Edwards, the Republican, is a Navy veteran, and he won big time over this state senator, Andy Sanborn. And Andy Sanborn was endorsed by Senator Rand Paul, a politician I usually like. And so this is really pretty awesome that Eddie Edwards won in this primary, that he won big. And he ran supporting Donald Trump and his policies. So I think this is a really cool victory for the GOP and for Trump. It looks like he's doing really good. There's some of these polls say that the Senate's really up in flux. Mitch McConnell's kind of moaning. It's hard to tell what the polls mean. Remember Brexit, how wrong the polls were there. Remember HRC and Donald Trump, that election in 2016, the polls were very wrong. But we will see. It is really important, of course, for the GOP to get out and vote. This is going to be really big. And we're hoping, I think the GOP is really trying to reach out to middle America and to get them more involved in this process. I'm really hopeful too because I think the GOP is the tent is really increasing in size. I think Trump is single-handedly doing this. Many Democrats are voting are supportive of Donald Trump. They love his policies. He's very pro-job. He's very pro-middle America. He's really strong on national defense and patriotism. He's really strong on the border. I mean, there's one report that shows this video of just hundreds of people coming across the border. I mean, armed with rifles and everything. This kind of imagery really is very unsettling to many Americans. And so Donald Trump and building the wall, I think that really resonates with many voters. And so I think politically that's great. I know we're getting, many more people and from minorities who are supporting the GOP. It's very exciting, and I'm very optimistic. Donald Trump is very popular right now. His policies are really doing well. Unemployment is at all-time lows. The stock market is doing really well. The economy is doing really well. I think these tariffs and things, I mean, the Canadian, the value of their currency is dropping. I mean, there's just a lot of different things going on. The China is taking some economic hurt. United States is so big and powerful that everyone wants to trade. We have a lot of money. We're the richest country on earth, and we will buy a lot of things with that wealth. So people want to sell us goods, okay? And I think Donald Trump is leveling that playing field and making trade much more fair with other countries. I think that's really resonating, and that's going to resonate with many Americans. I heard a report about small business owners and their surveys. Right now, they are so much more optimistic than they were under President Obama's administration. So just small business optimism is huge. Having less regulations, easier to run a business. We're trying to get rid of the onerous Obamacare regulations and taxes that is very hard on the small business owner. And so small business, they employ more Americans than anyone else. So anything we can do to strengthen the small business owners, to decrease the taxes and regulations on them will be a huge benefit for Americans. And we're just really trying to get people back to work, okay? And with legal immigration, with a merit-based immigration, we can have people who come into this country who really want to work, and that will be a help. And if we're having a hard time getting people to work in America, we need to raise the pay, okay? And yes, some of those items might cost a little bit more money, but then we've got Americans going to work. So anyhow, I really think this pro-legal immigration agenda is really awesome. I've been having fun on Facebook. I had a friend, and he posted, he's a lefty, but he posted, it's okay, I love lefties too. This is politics, okay, this is not personal. Anyhow, my lefty friend posted something about, it's a picture of Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's quote, and my friend said, here's one for all my patriotic Trump peeps. Okay, so he's trolling people like me. Okay, he thinks he's really getting me here. And he says, John McCain is not a war hero. He was a war hero because he was captured. I like people who weren't captured. Okay, Donald Trump and John McCain, they got into it. Okay, this is politics. This gets a little rough, of course. And so what I posted to my friend, so he's got a lot of lefties who get on and they're just all excited about this and stuff. And most of my friends, let me see here, most of my friends, so the lefties, I mean, they kind of are angry. They love to use the angry face, okay? They're really into being angry. But anyhow, and then the first one of the first comments is, "Can't wait until this man is out of office. What an embarrassment." And then this person goes, "Oh, I really like working with you, man. I mean, yeah." And so anyhow, what I posted is to my question, "Hey, my friend," I said, "Did you vote for McCain or Obama?" Okay. And so this is how he responds. He goes, "No, I mean, even if I didn't vote for McCain." Okay. So, I mean, hopefully he voted. Some of my friends get really animated about politics and they don't even vote. But hopefully he voted. But he said, even if I didn't vote McCain, it doesn't mean that I don't think he was an American war hero. Okay. Even you can't discredit that, can you? Him and I have talked about John McCain. Of course, John McCain is a war hero. Okay. Yes. But like I've said before, politically, John McCain made some really stupid decisions that I really don't like. Number one, he voted down a repeal of Obamacare. I mean, over what? I mean, it's just like he was in a fight with Trump, okay? Going back and forth with Donald. He said, "My point of this post is that people feel very strongly about how disrespectful to veterans the new Nike campaign is, right? Bit of a double standard, in my opinion. The president refused to acknowledge McCain as a hero, flags half-mast fiasco. That's false, okay? Flag comes down for the senator for 2 days, then it goes back up. That's normal policy, but we had like a 3-week funeral for John McCain, and so because the lefties are just really excited about sticking an eye in Trump or with McCain. A bit of he calls that a double standard. The president refused to acknowledge McCain as a hero. Oh, had a spat with the Gold Star family. Oh, and they avoided the draft of the Bone Spur. Okay, so he just rips on President Trump. Yeah. Exciting. And then this other guy jumps in. Oh, yeah. This is great. He's a fascist dictator. They're all real excited. And so I just posted, I said, okay, so I guess you didn't vote for McCain, the war hero. That is what I thought. You voted for Obama, the Democrat, not McCain, the war hero. It's okay. We know you like Democrats and those who caucus with the Democrats. So really, I mean, what I wanted to point out with this, without getting caught in the weeds, is that, okay, you don't like Donald Trump. You're reaming on him. You're trying to pretend like you're neutral, okay? You're trying to send something to me that, you're trying to trip up, and then you're complaining about Trump. You're complaining that, he says he loves America and he loves the veterans, and, he goes after Colin Kaepernick for kneeling on the flag. But yeah, here's a veteran, John McCain, and he says he's not a war hero. I mean, hello, my friend, okay? Trump was politically going after John McCain and vice versa, okay? So Trump sent out some zingers and John McCain sent out some zingers, okay? It's politics, my snowflake friend. I mean, come on. It's okay. It's all right. So anyhow, the lefties continue to do the lefty stuff, but that's okay. I'm happy. I think President Trump's doing a great job, and so what can I say? And then I wanted to talk about the Border Patrol in Texas. This article from Fox News, also Paula Dedejai, or Dedej or something like that. Border Patrol in Texas nabs more than 130 illegals in just over 24 hours. This is the kind of stuff that's happening. This is the stuff where I say we need to build a wall, okay? And build a wall, enforce the border. We can do a better job. These people are just piling in, okay? We can do it better. We've all seen the videos of people just swimming across the little Rio Grande River right into America, illegally, okay? This is happening, okay? So anyhow, this is something that I'm glad that President Trump's taking the southern border defense more seriously. Bill Clinton did this. Obama kind of did this, but he didn't really want to talk about it a little bit. But the Democrats used to be pretty strong at the border, but now they really know politically that they're not going to defend the border. They're going to go against ICE. But they're really disingenuous on these things. I mean, you don't see Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer calling for the abolishment of ICE, but a lot of people in the Democrat Party are. And so, anyhow, I don't think this is going to go over very well. I don't think Americans are supportive of getting rid of our Border Patrol defenses, our agents, really even building a wall. I think the hardcore Democrats are against building the wall only because Donald Trump wants to do it. I love how Donald Trump says, oh, maybe I should say I don't want to build the wall, and then the Democrats will immediately build it. That's how they've been, okay? Talking about being biased or double standard, the Democrats used to support a lot of border security, but now they don't just because Donald Trump is into border security. Okay, so they just do whatever is never Trump. They just want to do the opposite thing. Okay, I was listening on the Fox News. They have their Morning Report podcast. I really like that. And they were talking about this Golden State Killer. And so they're talking about recently they've arrested this guy. I don't even, his name's in here. I'm not even going to mention his name. But anyhow, this guy was in the Navy like at 18 and then was a police officer. And now he's been arrested. He's a former police officer. His name's Joseph James D'Angelo. Okay, now he's 72 years old now. But this is this guy was the East Area rapist in Sacramento, and then he was down in Southern California raping and killing people. He would break into people's homes, tie them up, kill them, rape them. It is really awful. And then he would just steal random stuff. So anyhow, this terrible thing. It's interesting though about how they use DNA evidence. They collected DNA evidence on this suspect and compiled it, and that's how they figured out that the Sacramento guy was the same as the LA guy. And then they realized, yeah, this is the same guy. Then they use genealogy. They use genealogy of using DNA samples from other people who are related to him distantly. This is really a very fascinating way of using even genealogies to find killers, because a lot of people voluntarily will give their DNA to these genealogy studies. And so then we can figure out, if we have his DNA, who are the possible people in these genealogy trees who the killer can be. And so very fascinating way of using DNA evidence. Could, of course, with privacy issues, could present a problem also. With my libertarian tendencies, I can realize, I admit that there could be some sticky situations there when people are giving DNA to Ancestry.com or 23andMe or other family history sites. They're probably not too excited about that DNA being used to incriminate them in a crime. So something to think about. Pretty fascinating. Very happy that they looks like they do have this killer and that they'll be able to bring him to justice. So grateful for this day. Been thinking a lot about September 11th, about those firemen and other first responders, thinking about the people on the flight that crashed in Pennsylvania, how they rushed the cabin and the lives that they saved, thinking about the other heroes of that day. I was talking to one of my friends today about how grateful I am to be born in the United States, to be able to receive these kind of blessings. from my parents, and from this wonderful country. So grateful to be a part of this nation and really trying to do my part to make it better. So grateful for the cooperation that happens in this country, how we stop at red lights and pay our taxes, how we stand in lines. Most Americans are just so awesome. Have a really good friend here down at my workplace here in Pikeville, and he talks about the community down here. And he said that if he's driving home late at night and gets a flat tire and needs some help fixing his car, he feels like the next car will stop and help him. That's the kind of community that we have in these smaller towns. It's really wonderful. I love it. It's great to be part of this country and to appreciate the blessings of that. I love the great American influence on the rest of the world, and the generosity of Americans, and wow, it's just a huge blessing for us. So thankful for listening. This is Philip Koerper, the Philip Koerper Show, copy 2018.